All right.
Did you read God Country yet, Cincy?
I haven't read that yet. No, I need to. I read one Image book today, though.
Saga?
No, it's one that's
All
going
right.
to be a TV series very soon.
All right, brother, we are live.
Yay!
Holy shit, we got to work. And it's all Cincy's fault. Never had an issue until Cincy wanted to join the stream.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I ruined it all.
Nah, glad to have you in, Cincy. Man, it's been a while since you've been on the stream with us, so definitely anytime you can jump in, come in.
Yep.
And I have to get a little closer because my mic sucks, so you're going to get like an extreme close-up of my face.
Oh, so since it's been a while for you, Cincy, this is a weekly stream. This is what we do every week, unless somebody has something else pressing. So we usually get about 10 people that shows up here. So hopefully some more people show up, but it's usually the same consistent 10, 20 that shows up. But definitely thanks for coming on, man. You've been busy as hell, and I have too, and typically timing sucks for getting us all together. So yay. So let's enjoy it while we can today.
Yeah, I was supposed to be watching a movie with Mr. Cincy tonight, but no go on that one. I'm devoting my time to you guys instead of my wife. So.
Fantastic.
Oh, great.
That's a good man.
We're in trouble now.
We were going to watch a movie called Gringo. I could have sworn the movie was called Get the Gringo.
Is that
I think it is Get the Gringo.
That's the one with
Get the Gringo.
Mel Gibson, right?
Oh, maybe there were two Gringo movies.
Oh, there must be.
Yeah, this one is Charlize Theron, and Joel Edgerton is in it, and Charlton Copley. I guess it. Yeah. So, two different Gringo movies. How about that? Who would have thought?
Yeah, I the only one I knew was the Mel Gibson one.
Okay.
That's the only one I know.
I posted a topic in the chat. I wasn't sure if anyone was in the chat when we were kind of getting stuff coordinated, but we can go back to that later when we're going over our books. Do you guys have the chat up?
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's just do it now. Hell, we ain't got no set schedule.
It's just something I noticed because I wanted to read some books before we did this, and it's crazy how many comics are set in space now. For you guys that read Marvel, have you noticed this?
Yep.
Hey, you want to know why? Because of the movies.
Because of Infinity War.
Yep.
Space. Yeah. Makes sense.
Because of Trump?
Because of Trump.
Okay. Time out on this one. All right. Let me give you just a little bit of something behind the Space Force thing. I'm an old space operator in the Air Force. We all agreed that we should never have been part of the Air Force. It should have been a separate force. Now, should we be the Space Force? Who the hell knows? But I mean, but it was always a weird conglomerate because I came from the air world, then went to the space world. The space does not really fit in with the Air Force. Air Force flies planes. Mm-hmm. Space people will fly space things. So make it Space Command or whatever you want to call it, whatever the force it is. But all I know is that I'm a space guy and I got to use the force.
There you go.
Nice.
Star Force. Starcom. There you go. There's an original name.
I'll take Starman instead.
All right. So do we want to talk about that topic real quick?
Yeah, let's go into that a little bit. So one thing I agree, since it's been a huge thing, is that they've been pushing MCU movies so much that it's affected Marvel Comics to the point to where it's getting regurgitated 1,000 times. Look at Infinity Countdown, Infinity Wars that's coming, and everything else. It's like, holy crap, Marvel! Can you think of something original again?
Yeah.
I'll say Space Ghost Rider is kind of original.
That's one of the ones I was going to mention.
I think that's the weirdest one.
Yeah, I was flipping through and I saw this.
Yep.
Space Ghost Rider.
What are they calling him? Cosmic
Ghost Rider.
Rider. Donny Cates is the writer, though, so it might be pretty good. But it's just that's very odd. And the reason I was flipping through and I noticed that is because I'm currently reading Doctor Strange. I got Doctor Strange #1 here, set in space. But I love it. When I get to my portion, I'm going to talk about this comic because I freaking loved this book. And then this is the other one, Ant-Man and the Wasp, also set in space. Coincidentally, this is written by Mark Waid. This is written by Mark Waid. So,
Nice.
he took one idea and stretched it beyond 3 characters.
All right. So my question is, looking at that cover, Cincy, is that an actual space helmet on Doctor Strange?
You know what's cool? Yeah. So this image right here, he doesn't actually wear this get up in this issue. What's cool is that. So do you want a brief synopsis of this issue?
Sure.
All right, so the brief synopsis of this issue is that Doctor Strange gets his magical power as the Sorcerer Supreme from the Earth itself. And basically, the premise of this book is that he's losing his magic. Okay. Over the course of time, he gradually loses his ability to do sorcery and to do magic. He goes to Tony Stark to try and figure out what is going on with me. And Tony Stark comes to the hypothesis. I can't even say the word. Hypothesis. That he gets his power from the Earth and that he's basically burned out. So Tony Stark says, I tell you what, I will give you one of my wormhole cars. This is the thing. Tony Stark created this car that looks like a giant, yellow and red spaceship, and it traverses through wormholes, and he gives into this car, and he goes, go to other planets, explore the space. I'll give you one of my Iron Man spacesuits. Another thing, he's wearing like an Iron Man freaking astronaut outfit, which is awesome. And the whole idea is that Doctor Strange goes out into space, goes to different planets, not different dimensions, but different planets to try and reacquire his magic. And if you think about that idea, his magic that he currently has is from Earth. What if he goes to these different worlds and picks up some crazy freaking magic powers? So that's what kind of drew me in. It got my interest. Just the whole idea of Doctor Strange being out in space with no magic, just being a regular dude in basically an Iron Man astronaut outfit, trying to meet different magicians, wizards, mages from other planets, learning their secrets and reacquiring his mojo. It sold me right away. Plus the art is freaking beautiful. So this was actually going to be I have like 2 picks of the week, and this was one of them. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this comic. It's so cool, so original, and it's so out there. So there you go.
Well, I picked it up last week, and it is a great read. I like how Mark Waid's taking Doctor Strange in that route. What I don't like, though, is that they didn't explain that, hey, because of damnation is why he's burnt out.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I was wondering, where did he get so burned out? I only I'm in one issue into Damnation. I haven't finished that series, so I'm not sure what exactly happens, but it makes sense now. What happened? But,
yeah, so pretty much what he did is he screwed up. He tried to bring everybody in Vegas back to life. And by doing that, he brought hell on earth, literally. So the storyline is pretty much to get rid of that and make it back to normal. I'm not gonna tell you how it happens, but I will say that this is the reason why he is the way he is now.
So how many issues was Damnation? Because I only got the first issue. Was it 4 issues?
There's 4 issues. You also had Iron Fist. You also had Scarlet Spider tie-ins, and then the Ghost Rider tie-in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you actually you do need to read all those with it because it makes more sense with it.
Was it Donny Cates or Nick Spencer was the writer for that?
Donny Cates.
Okay, cool. I'm really starting to like his stuff. He's a good writer.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember reading Donny Cates, when he first started, and I've always loved this stuff. Especially when he came out with Redneck. I love Redneck. Hey, my namesake, of course. But at the same time, he's had a great story writing. It's engaging. It makes you want to actually keep reading his book.
Yeah. I need to read Redneck also. I haven't read any of those issues.
Yeah, he writes character development very well.
And that's the thing, is he really, Doctor Strange has been around forever. and he just showed me a different side of Doctor Strange, just like not believing in himself and wanting to go out there and just kind of like explore and find new things. It showed me a lot about the character. This wasn't Donny Cates, this is Mark Waid, but
Right.
I don't know. It's really, really cool. I really like this comic. But yeah, here's my first recommendation.
Did you get the Hulk and the Immortal Hulk yet?
That was actually my second pick of the week. Yeah.
Let's go and talk about that book. That was my book for last week.
Oh, it was? Okay. Yeah. So, it's freaking incredible. No pun intended. But yeah, the Immortal Hulk, that was my second pick. I read that and I was blown away. I had heard that they're kind of going back to it being kind of like a horror vibe, like a real kind of like monster comic book. And I totally got that from it. It's really cool when I thought about it. Like, it's just like, so just not to give too many spoilers, but there's a robbery involved and a murder involved, and he kind of gets involved with that whole thing. And when you introduce the Hulk into like regular people, like non-superheroes, it really heightens his power and like his monsterness, I guess. When he's like facing other super beings, when it's Hulk versus Thanos, when it's Hulk versus Thing, he doesn't seem as much of like a monster. But when it's the Hulk versus just some regular dude with a gun, it's just it's a different level. You really appreciate the Hulk as a monster. But I really, really freaking love this comic, and I can't wait for issue 2.
Well, yeah, because I like, now I didn't read No Surrender from Avengers, so I didn't know that he was coming back, because I hate Avengers from that era. That's my personal opinion. I just do not like the story writing in Avengers.
Yeah.
But I'll probably go back and reread, like, how does Hulk come back, because in that Immortal Hulk one, everybody keeps thinking he's still dead. So it was kind of interesting to think, like, all right, the world knows him as dead, but the Avengers knows he's still alive. Oh, and by the way, little spoiler, he's in control of himself too. This goes back to the old 90s days of the Incredible Hulk, where he knew exactly who he was when he was the Incredible Hulk. So Banner's in charge. So I want to see how they push this envelope.
He almost seems bipolar to some extent, because it's like he allows himself to be evil or bad as the Hulk, but as Bruce Banner, he doesn't. It's kind of strange. Like when he's looking in the mirror in the very final panel, and he's like, "Am I a bad person?" And I think those were the words. And the Hulk is looking back at him and says, "I don't know, are you?" Something like that. It's just really, really cool. Like, I thought deeply about that. Like, he can't be a bad person as Bruce, but like everyone has like a good side and a bad side. Some people have more of a bad side than others. And it's just cool that that's how he allows himself to become bad, is by being the Hulk. I always think like multiple layers too deep when I'm reading these comics. I don't know if it's intended to be like that, but I think really, really deeply about the character, what they're going through. I put myself in their shoes, which is probably why I'm so behind on comic books, because I think so much about these things. But I love the Immortal Hulk. Al Ewing, I haven't read too much of his stuff, but I'm really impressed by that comic.
Well, and the cool thing is, it's, like I said, back to the 90s and 80s days. Remember when the Hulk split himself out in a different version? You had the Gray Hulk, the Red Hulk, the Green Hulk, Bruce Banner. It was like, hey, every emotional piece of Banner was blown up into a Hulk. This kind of goes back to that same storyline of like, all right, who am I? What am I doing? And he's like, oh, crap, I just killed a bunch of people as the Hulk. Yeah. And so there's a morality issue that he's trying to contend with.
Yeah. I like that. It seems like he's almost like Punisher-like. Like he's more vigilante-like as the Hulk. He's not afraid to kill the right people, I guess. To kill people that deserve potential killing. I just like that it kind of crosses that line, that morality issue.
Well, if you got those two, then you definitely need to get Thor to go with it.
I haven't read that one yet. So I get all my comics, all my Marvel comics to games, and I haven't picked that one up yet. But yeah, it looks beautiful. Isn't it Mike Del Mundo does the art?
He does. Jason Aaron's the writer, the same writer from Wolverine and everything else. So
Southern bastards.
Jason Aaron can do no wrong. I mean, that guy's
He can.
probably one of the best writers out there.
I agree.
All right. So we talked about space. We talked about little things like Thor or Hulk and Doctor Strange. But what about DC? Did you get any DC books, Cincy? And how while we're talking about, I might as well go through your haul this week.
Okay, yeah. Since I've basically hijacked this damn thing.
I know, right?
So let me go through. I'm going to go through all the comics that I picked up today because I went to the comic shop today, and then I'm going to talk about. Let me see which DC books I was going to recommend. Okay, one book that I was going to recommend from DC. So I picked up Batman #49. I'm so far behind on Batman, but I wanted to pick this one up because A, it's a gorgeous cover. B, I'm assuming something bad's going to happen because they're not going to get married.
They can't.
But this is leading to the wedding of Batman and Catwoman. But look at that cover. It's freaking. This is the variant cover. DC's been killing it on variants recently. I think most of the comics we got today are variants. That's just a beautiful. But Michael Janine, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's an awesome artist, and I love his stuff. And Tom King's a great writer. I picked up Justice League #2, again variant cover. This is the Jim Lee variant cover.
That's cool.
Beautiful there. And Justice League was the book that I was going to recommend. I really, really like the first issue of Justice League. And I love the fact that they're really, and I'm going to give a little bit of spoilerish stuff. I'm not going to give full like storyline, but I love that Scott Snyder's really focusing on Lex Luthor and building him as a character. Because we know about like all the good guys. We know about the Justice League. It's cool that they reintroduced kind of the Hall of Justice. It's cool the amount of like detail that Snyder talks about the Hall of Justice and what it's made of. Like just in like a couple of sentences, he explains that like the rock that is forms the Hall of Justice is from like outer space, and Superman shows it, and that even at night when the moon's not out, it still glows. Just cool stuff like that. That you're like, wow, that's freaking cool. That's awesome. That's stuff that I never thought about before. It's so original. And this has been around for what? How many years now? And he's still finding original stuff to write about. So, but yeah, this one focuses on, slight spoiler, the Legion of Doom is back. That should be your incentive to pick up this issue. It's going to be Legion of Doom versus the Justice League. And if you are like a fan of like 70s, 80s Justice League Super Friends cartoon, this is for you. The frickin' Legion of Doom is back. So, and Lex Luthor is in charge. They're building him up as a character. He's too smart. He's powerful. Get this comic book, Justice League. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. Man of Steel 4, Brian Michael Bendis. This one looks like, it says Maguire. If that's Kevin Maguire doing the art, I didn't flip through it. I'm a huge fan of Kevin Maguire art. He used to be the artist of like JLA, I think, in like the 80s, late 80s. But Bendis is getting a different artist for every issue of this. And I haven't started it yet. I haven't read the first issue, but I've heard nothing but good stuff. And then I picked up part of an entire arc again. So here's a recommendation on Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. So this arc is Dark Stars Reborn. And just a quick synopsis of the Dark Stars. They decided to, and I'm not sure who they is because I haven't started reading it yet, but they felt that the Green Lantern Corps was ineffective as like a space cop team. So they created this new group called the Dark Stars, which are not afraid to kill. So they take things to the farther level, the next level, and they're just more violent and more, I guess, effective. I don't know. But I got issues 42, 43, 44, 45. And here is one of the greatest variant covers of the year, in my opinion. 46. This is a Tyler Kirkham variant cover.
Ooh.
It is. When I looked at this, it was like, that looks like freaking Invincible.
That's
like
I was about to say the exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's been through war right there. So I saw this cover, and I was like, all right, I'm interested. So just a super awesome variant cover. Again, DC's killing it on variant covers. But that was my haul. I picked up nothing but DC books today because I went to Nostalgia Inc., my local comic shop there. So it was a stack of DC books.
Well, let's talk about Dark Stars for a minute. So,
Yeah.
if you don't know who the Dark Stars are, they were actually organized by the Manhunters in the 90s. And they were actually the ones organized originally by the Owens. So, the freaking Guardians defected, like just like they did again. But back then, it was, Guy Gardner defected to the Dark Stars. I think that happens in that book.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. He does it again.
Yeah.
But it is a really cool concept. I mean, they have a hard time with the Green Lanterns against the Dark Stars in the 90s. I hate to see how bad it is now. But here's the other problem I have with it is that you have the Green Lanterns, Yellow Lanterns, Blue Lanterns, White Lanterns, Red Lanterns. Between the core group of those stuff, they should be able to devastate the Dark Stars, but they can't.
Well, I flipped through some of these books just because I like to appreciate the art. I like to flip through the book, look at the art, say, okay, this looks interesting. I'm going to get it. And it appears that the Dark Stars might be assembling an all-star team. And they might be picking some of the top lanterns from each of the Corps. So just a super interesting concept there. And it makes sense. Wouldn't you do that yourself if you were like in charge of the Dark Stars? You'd handpick some of the top dudes from each Green Lantern or from each Lantern Corps for your team and assemble that team. So it looks like that might possibly be what's going on, and that's freaking incredible. I got to say that between this arc and the last arc, the General Zod arc, I have not been this interested in Green Lantern comics since like the Jeff Johns era, since like the Sinestro Corps War, which is still like one of the best storylines I've ever read in all comic books, period. Sinestro Corps War. This has got my interest peaked on Green Lantern again. I wasn't interested really at all in Green Lantern until now, so I'm really, really back into it, and I couldn't recommend it more. Based on the art, based on the cool concepts, I'd recommend it.
Nice.
Well, and that's kind of when I stopped reading Green Lantern. It was after Jeff Johns. I mean, after the New 52 kicked in, they did that whole the Wrath of the Lanterns, the Third Army, and all that garbage. I was like, I'm done with Green Lantern. It's way too much. Like, I love Blackest Night, and I love the Brightest Day concepts, and I liked how they did all of that, whatnot. That was a great storyline. Hey, bring the Black Lanterns, the White Lanterns. Hey, this is how we're going to take care of the universe. Got it. They could just end it there. But then they bring all these new damn Green Lanterns out, and I'm like, where the hell did Hal Jordan go? Where's Guy Gardner? Where's Kilowog? Where's all, and they kind of pushed them to the side in New Guardian back then. And I said, this is dumb. I'm done with this. I stuck with Scott Snyder's Batman, and that's about the only DC book I was reading at the time.
Yeah. I just glanced over at the comments, and Kyle asked, is there a DC series that focuses on villains directly? There was a mini series that focused on the villains, and I cannot remember for the life of me what the name of that series was. You guys remember that?
Villains United.
Villains United? Okay. It was like a company-wide thing, like a DC-wide thing, where like every comic book had like a villain. It was like a lenticular cover, and they did like, it was a mini series, a really good mini series. But yeah, there you go, Kyle. There's something that you can look into. I would also recommend Justice League because it's only on issue 2 now, and again, Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's really villains, and it's not well-known villains, but Doom Patrol on Young Animal.
Yeah,
that one would definitely be worth checking out too.
I haven't read any of the Young Animal stuff. Is it pretty good?
The only stuff I've read a little bit of Doom Patrol. I read some of Mother Panic. I really enjoyed Mother Panic. I think there's the only 2 I read. It was Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye. Was that Young Animal?
I saw that one at the shop today. I didn't pick it up.
Yeah. I read a couple issues of that. And I seem to like them.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it didn't seem as dark as Vertigo, which I think was kind of what I was expecting. But I mean, they seemed really cool, and the Doom Patrol I really enjoyed. So
nice.
Well, if you like Doom Patrol, though, go back to the Silver and Bronze Age and read some of that, because that and the Metal Men, that's how a lot of them got started. So it's going back to the old showcase days.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
There seems to be a lot of nostalgia going on with the writers at DC right now, which I love.
Which is also why Marvel did the switch up on their side as well.
Yep.
That's why they're doing all these new writers, new artists to compete with DC, because DC got Bendis, and he's doing all the Superman books now.
Yeah.
So they had to figure out what to do. Now I will say, from the Marvel perspective, they picked some great people writing books right now. I mean, I've not read Iron Man 1 yet by Dan Slott, so we'll have to see how that goes. I just read ASM 801. Not super impressed.
Who's the new writer of Spidey?
Nick Spencer.
Nick Spencer and Ryan Otley. So I'm kind of, oh crap.
I'm a big fan of Ryan Otley. I loved his artwork in Invincible, but
Same here.
Spencer is kind of on and off for me. Some of his stuff I love, and some of his stuff was just kind of so-so. So I'm looking forward to reading that.
I seem to really like his independent stuff. Like I really like Morning Glories, but his superhero stuff, I was never a big fan of any of the Sam Wilson Cap or the Steve Rogers Hydra Cap. Secret Empire was just kind of meh. So yeah. I was extremely excited about Otley, but Spencer writing, I was kind of eh. And did you know Spencer used to be a Cincinnati councilman?
Did he really?
He did.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, he was on city council for a couple of years in Cincinnati.
Wow.
It's weird when
useless information.
It's weird when you think that some of these like comic book guys that had like real regular jobs, like frickin' what's his face that was a lawyer, Charles Soule.
Charles Soule, yeah.
Actually, I think he's still a lawyer. I think he's still a practicing attorney.
Yeah, oddly enough, he's an immigration lawyer, so he's getting a lot of work right now.
Hell, come to California.
Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
There we go. All right. So, yeah, I'm kind of with you, though. I'm not a big fan of Nick Spencer. I read through Secret Empire, and I hated it. I really did. You know, it just... What sucked, though, there were some really good stories within it. Like, external from the Hydra piece and the Steve Rogers piece. I love the Captain Marvel piece that was on it, as well as the Deadpool side of the house, where Deadpool kills Agent Coulson. That was just freaking awesome the way he does it, too. You know, so... But I was like, crap! Now Nick Spencer's in charge of the main book. We're screwed. All right. So Mike Moreta asked, is anybody reading Image's Magic Order?
You guys are freaking reading my mind. You're reading my freaking mind. This was one of my recommendations also. All right, so should we get into it, or should we? I hate hogging this whole damn thing.
Go for it, man. We'll get to our side later.
All right. So I read this issue. What pulled me into this one? Mark Millar's the writer. Awesome writer. Olivier Coipel, awesome artist. He used to draw Thor. And I had heard that this has already been optioned for a television series. So I figured might as well look into it. I want to know more about it before I start watching the show. And the concepts in the comic book kind of blew me away. It's basically about magicians. And what if magicians were real and they had real serious power? Not just like pulling rabbits out of hats, but like mind control, just like all kinds of crazy freaking weird spells, like changing reality. Just awesome stuff. The only thing, I really liked this. So I did like this. I did not love it because I think I need to go through it another time and reread it, because there's a lot of characters thrown at you in the first issue. So I just think that it was a little too much just being thrown at you at one time. Some of the characters are interacting. I'm like, okay, how do they know each other? Who is that again? So I think this one's probably going to require multiple readings, but the art, the ideas in this of what magicians can do and how powerful they are, it's very violent. It's somewhat vulgar at times. it's badass, and I would definitely recommend it. But again, at least for me, I'm going to have to read it again just to kind of get an idea. It almost reminded me like of Game of Thrones, only in the sense that there's a shit ton of characters all thrown at you at one time, and you're like, whoa, 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 and you want to like kind of get an idea of who they all are, how they're all different, how they all fit together. So that's my only caveat right there, is that there's a lot of characters in this first issue, but it's really cool. So,
Nice.
Mike, there's your long-winded answer to, is anyone reading Magic Order?
Well, do you think it's going to get any better, though? I mean, that's the catch-22, is that, there's a lot of these books that'll throw a lot of development, in the third or fourth issue. They'll just throw all the characters in the first two, and then we'll actually understand what the hell they do in the third or fourth issue.
Mm-hmm.
How many issues is that? Is that a full series, or is that like a mini-series, or what?
I believe it's ongoing.
I'm pretty sure it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and it's Millar, and that's usually what Millar does. I mean, you take a look at Reborn, and I mean, those first 2-3 issues, you had no idea what in the world was going on. But then towards the end of the series, everything kind of opens up, and I mean, even look at Wanted. Like I remember reading that and just being like, I had no interest in that at all, until you get several issues in, and it just becomes a lot more. Or you just watch the movie.
Yeah, the way that Millar writes, it's almost like set up. Holy shit!
Yep.
Set up.
Yeah.
Holy shit! That's how the comics kind of play out for me. Is like you're like, okay, I'm reading a lot of information, setting the story up. Whoa, what just happened? Yeah, but
complete mind fuck.
that's how he gets me. I want to find out what happens next.
Right, and I think it's almost like he writes for. I mean, I don't want to say he always has TV in mind, but you think about how many properties of his have made phenomenal movies or TV shows. You have Kingsman, you have Kick-Ass, you have Wanted. I mean, almost everything that he does turns into something in another medium that works very well. And I think that's maybe how he sets out to write. He maybe kind of writes in a way that a TV show, you're able to see the characters, you're able to see how they interact, those type of things. And while it may not translate super easily on the page without rereading it multiple times, I think that's just kind of how his style fits the TV side really, really well.
I think he almost writes specifically for TV now. I think he gets he gets kind of like the deal going with, I think it's with Netflix, because the back of the damn comic.
Yeah.
So I think he sets up the deal where like, I'm going to write this comic book and it's going to lead into a TV deal. So he almost writes the comic book like it's a screenplay for a frickin' TV show. But he's a great writer. I mean, I've loved everything. Empress is also coming to television, by the way, from what I hear, which I did not read. But Chrononauts was good. Huck was awesome. Huck is super underrated. I loved that miniseries.
Fully agree.
Yeah.
Nemesis.
I forgot
was
that
good.
was his.
Yeah. I forgot that Huck did. He did Huck also, but
it's so out of the ordinary for Millar.
And I love that character. He's just so likable as a person. Usually he writes characters that you just kind of like despise, but Huck was just like so innocent, and he just wanted to help people. So yeah.
I like
Well,
that.
that's what I liked about
People's Circle.
What was that?
Who are you talking to?
Either.
Say again, BJ.
I was a big fan of Jupiter's Legacy and Jupiter's Circle from Mark Millar. Those were good ones.
I didn't get too far into those, but I heard they're good.
Yeah. About as good as that Twizzlers eating right now.
I was hungry, guys. Sorry. It was either this or ice cream. It would have melted while
I swear.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I liked about Reborn. It was only 6 issues, but it was an awesome 6 issues put together, and it was made for a TV story. And that's the only one that hasn't been picked up yet. So, like, what the fuck is going on? Where is Reborn on the big screen?
I never
But-
I never read Born. Is it good?
Yes, go buy the trade and read it, or the individual issues. They're pretty cheap.
Which one?
I think you can get the trade for only like $10 or $12. That has all 6 issues, and it's a
Yeah.
hardcover. It's
off
super
that.
cheap.
Greg Capullo?
Yes.
Holy crap! I had no idea he was an artist.
Yeah. And so I'm really shocked you've not read it.
Wow. Yeah, there's a giant ad for it right here.
Yep, that's it.
How did I not see that on the shelf? Good God.
Well, I can tell you why, though, because last year at the same time, Redneck and Baby Teeth came out from Donny Cates, as Reborn did. So that kind of overshadowed a lot of books last summer.
Plus, my shop that I get my Image books at, a lot of dudes go in there to buy Image specifically, and they'll just like gobble them up. So if I show up on like Thursday or Friday, they're gone.
Damn.
Thank God for pull boxes.
Yeah. And I stopped getting previews, so I don't know what the frick's coming out.
You need to just tell them, hey, give me a preview. Marvels is free, so I know that's for a fact. Give you the Marvels. Image is free now too. They have an Image one,
Oh, is it?
and the DC. The only one that's really the still costs $4 is the big fat one now.
Yeah.
But all the other ones are free now.
It should be free. It's free advertising for comic books.
Yep.
I mean, granted, like, what is it? Like $5 total? It's not that much, but
The cool thing about the big fat book though now is it's got order forms in it for all the stuff that's in the book. So especially for toys and stuff and collectibles, because the book's half now. It's half comics, half collectible stuff. So you can actually do the order and drop it off with your LCS, and then they can order it for you right around the spot.
it's convenient.
Well, especially for Transformers fans, because now that TRU is closed, you're going to get a lot of your MP stuff through your LCS and through Diamond now,
Yeah.
or EE.
I gotta find a new place to get all my NECA stuff at. I used to get a lot of NECA stuff at Toys R Us.
Same here. I'm going through EE or I'm going down through an LCS now. That's about it, if I get lucky.
FYE's
All
got
right.
next to.
FYE's doing what? They're going under?
No, they got NECA figures
I
too.
was like, shit, we're losing them too.
Just everything.
Yeah. Everything's out of business. Amazon's gonna be the only company now.
No.
Well, you saw that GameStop's closing, what, 1,100 stores in the next year? So they're going to close their store, and then Toys R Us Australia is closing down too.
That sucks. At least we have Canada. If we really need our Toys R Us fix, we just got to cross the border into Canada.
Great.
I'll use Big Bad Toy Store instead and just pre-order stuff if I have to.
Yeah. When the pile of loot and the $4 shipping, I mean, you can't beat that.
No. I tell you, the only thing I do use is I use the Chosen Prime for Transformers. They have better customer service than BBTS does any day.
I use TF Source, or is that what it's called? TF Source? Yeah.
TF Source.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like TF Source after the last two things I bought from them were destroyed pretty much. And one was a Fans Toys.
Oh, that sucks. They didn't give you a replacement?
Oh, they did. But then it was out of stock, so all I got was cash back.
Oh.
Jerks.
Yeah. I never have an issue with Chosen Prime. Plus, I get gift certificates all the time from them.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. You get like a $10, like, is 1,000 points. Like, so every dollar you spend is a point. And then you get so many points and you get a gift certificate out of it.
Nice. How are they on shipping? Are they pretty good?
Oh, they're freaking amazing. Best ones for Transformers and third-party stuff.
I'm going to check them out right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Back on
This is a
topic.
comic string, not a toy
Yeah,
string.
comic
So let's get back to
books.
comics. Back to topic. um, all right. So I wanted to talk about this was brought up on the Syndi-Comics this week, and it was Extermination. You know, Cincy, I kind of told you about this. So Extermination is the new event that's going to happen in Marvel. It's going to wipe out the 5 all new X-Men from existence. Yay! They need to go home or
Yes,
be
they do.
gone anyway. Um, but it also is going to reset the X-Men books as well. So X-Men Blue will end, X-Men Gold will end, X-Men Red will stay around for a little while. But Uncanny X-Men is going to come back, and then another X-Men book is supposed to come out. I wonder if it's going to get called X-Men to go with Uncanny X-Men. But I do like that they are going to keep Astonishing X-Men around. It's a rotating staff on Astonishing X-Men, which is what I like. I mean, like that first part they had Charles Soule, now they have Guggenheim's coming in on it, you know, so they have different, and it's different characters as well in the series. So you had this version, now you're going to have this version, and it's going to keep going. So I really like that. But yeah, Extermination, that needed to happen. And they kind of alluded to that too. If you've been reading X-Men Blue, when they did the Time Capers thing, like they know they're not supposed to be there because it's screwing up everything.
Yeah.
And there's going to be repercussions for it. So get them out of here. Get them back to that. But I tell you, the one character I want to see what they're going to do with is Angel.
Mhm.
Angel no longer has his wings, his actual feather wings. He just has those, whatchamacallit, light wings or whatever they are. That'd be interesting to see how that changes the path of Angel. Does he become Archangel anymore? Does that happen anymore? You know, when he goes back to the past. Who knows? All I know is they need to go to damn home, and Wolverine needs to come back full force.
Every
So-
one of those characters has been changed big time since they've been in the current continuity. Every single one of them has like either learned a lot about themselves or their future selves. They're going to be messed up as kids going back to their original time period.
Yeah.
Like you said, Angel, he is totally jacked up. Like he has those freaking alien wings now. Cyclops knows that he's going to be a total dick when he grows up. Jean Grey is a freaking Phoenix now. She's going to go back to the original time period well before she became the Phoenix. Iceman knows now that he has tendencies towards a specific interest in a different. I'm trying to say politically correct.
He likes other people.
Yeah, and then doesn't Beast have like a third freaking mutation now?
Yeah, he has 3 mutations, and he's a sorcerer.
Yeah, they're all seriously fucked up right now. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to play this whole thing out. I think they're probably going to have to use like an Infinity Stone and just reverse everything.
Yeah. I got a feeling what's going to happen is that they're going to go back, and that's going to be a new timeline. That's going to be one of those alternate timelines that won't be part of the main 616 anymore. So that way the 616 stays the same, and now they're back there. You know, and so the other catch-22 is that we actually have another person in here as well, and it's Rachel. Rachel came from the future back in, and now she's starting to turn into the Wolfhound Hunter again. You've seen that on her face and the look and everything that she has. So there's bits of repercussions because of that too, and that all ties into Extermination as well. By the way, Ahab is coming back in Extermination with Rachel as a Hellhound.
Ahab. Where the hell is he been?
Last I remembered, he was dead. He got killed during Days of Future Present back in the 80s.
That's right.
So I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen with it, just to see it end on a good note. Like I said, I loved X-Men Gold. You know, it was an amazing run they did, but it was just Uncanny X-Men. That's all it was. You know, X-Men Blue was all new X-Men as a new version. They tried to make them the new blue team, but they're not the blue team. You don't have Wolverine. You don't have Gambit. That's what Astonishing X-Men is. So that brings me to Wolverine. Old Man Logan is dying in the comics. So if you've been reading Old Man Logan or Weapon X, you can tell it, which is funny because you read Old Man Logan, right, Cincy?
I love it. Yeah.
So the catch-22 is that in Old Man Logan, he's got bone claws right now.
Mhm.
He doesn't have that in Weapon X. He still has adamantium claws. So the concept of what happens in Weapon X has to happen before Old Man Logan happens.
Yeah.
Because in Old Man Logan, he loses his adamantium because he's been out of his world too long, you know. And then they're just regurgitating a lot of the stuff again. So get ready for a refresher again because Maestro's coming back to Old Man Logan again, even though I thought he was dead.
Mhm.
So he's coming back, but it's all setting up Old Man Logan to end, is what it's setting it up for.
Well, I think he's going back to the Wastelands. I think they're going to hit the reset button because he's such a popular character. I love that character. It's so different from the regular 616 Logan. He reminds me of like Clint Eastwood for some reason. A lot like old grumpy Clint Eastwood with claws, but more badass and muscular. And I love the character, and I was hoping that it was going to go back to the Wastelands, and he was going to start because Old Man Hawkeye's set in the Wastelands. That's a great comic also. And it looks like that they're going to do that. He's going. I think in August it got solicited that he's actually going to be back in the Wastelands. So I'm very happy about that. That we're not going to lose him entirely.
Hey, here's my question: is how's he going to do that when the Wastelands got destroyed with Secret Wars?
Reset
No,
button.
not. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Marvel reset button. The Marvel reset button for every 3 months.
Come on.
Yeah. Reset.
The Secret Wars were supposed to destroy the Ultimate Universe entirely, and then a week later they're like, "Oh, Spider-Gwen is not actually in the 616."
Exactly.
The Ultimate Universe is still there. It's like, what the hell is the point of Secret Wars? And the whole idea was to make it one universe. And 2 weeks later, they're like, forget it. It's like that was the thing that frustrated me most with Spider-Gwen. It's like, wait a minute, like, and yeah. So
and it's the same thing with Gwenpool. Gwenpool's in a different universe. She's not in the main universe. So it's like, what the? She's in the same universe that Howard the Duck is in.
Yep. So it's the Wastelands are still there. I mean, you gotta think when they're doing Old Man Hawkeye. I mean, it's kind of the perfect tie-in to go back to the Wastelands with the old, I'm sure Old Man Hawkeye is pretty cool. So you get the readers on that, and then just start a new chapter in Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
The only thing about Old Man Hawkeye is it's a prequel to Old Man Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I think they'll just. I don't necessarily know if it'll tie in, or does Old Man Logan go back before the murderous rampage of the cannibalistic Hawks? And is it like a prequel of
That would be
sorts
cool.
to Old Man?
Because they could literally bring him back at any point in that specific timeline. There's a lot to explore in that timeline.
Yep.
They could bring him back to before his family got killed.
Right.
That would be awesome. I like that idea.
Well, and that was probably my biggest complaint about the actual Millar Old Man Logan was there was so many cool ideas. Like Parker's daughter was like the ringleader in the city.
Spider Bitch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
That was
there was so many.
that was
May Parker.
Hawkman's daughter, wasn't it?
What?
Oh,
Grand?
what?
It was his daughter, but he married a Parker, and then like they produced Spider Bitch, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read it. I
Hawkeye's
think about a month ago on Hoopla.
But there's so many cool elements of, especially like the way the world was divided. Because I remember it had like a map that shows you each of the territories,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they could do an amazing series, really exploring how each one of those territories came to be, how the leader of each one of those territories came to power. I think there's so many things that they could have explored that I think there's a wealth of stories to be told in the Wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to see him go back though to before he killed everybody. That way he kills Mysterio and it avoids the whole thing ever happening. Because you see a different version of that world. Because that was the thing everybody forgot is that Mysterio is the one who made Logan do what he did to the X-Men. So I'd love to see it go back to that scenario. Him just like, done. It's all gone. He kills Mysterio and then all the X-Men stop it. But we all know that they're not going to do that. Marvel's going to suck the life out of us and get us to buy another book. and because it's going to be a different storyline. I can guarantee you, it'll probably show up where he'll show up after he'd already killed, the Red Skull.
Yeah.
They could
Because if I
always
was
try and
Marvel,
mimic.
that's what I would do.
They could always try and mimic like Logan the movie and bring him back to the Wastelands, have him go against like the Reavers, and have Laura be his daughter, X-23, and just kind of like run with that since Logan was such a popular movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and remember, he had the Hulk's baby. I mean, they were talking a little bit about that during Old Man Logan. Is that hey, he grows up eventually. Grow him up and have him be the protege as like X-23. Or it'd be even more ironic if that was a Hulkverine instead. Like he's the descendant of Weapon H.
Yeah.
Or you just go.
Let's see where they go.
Yeah. Or you just go the revenge route, and the Hulk grows up, realizes that Wolverine slaughtered his entire family, and
Turns
have
on
another
a
Hulk versus
heel
Wolverine.
turn.
He'll definitely turn. It's just a matter of time. But what that also leads it up to now is if you've been reading any of the Hunt for Wolverine series, they're trying to find Wolverine, oh my God, let's bleed the well dry some more. But I will say that there's been some great stories in these ones, especially the Mystery Matter 4. I just read that one. That was a really good read. But all these are tying in, of course, to Wolverine Dead Ends. And then Dead Ends will launch the next Wolverine title that's coming out in November. So the big thing now, though, is I want to see is you're going to have to read Thor, specifically, Cincy, because there's a part at the end of Thor that doesn't make sense, and you're going to find out for that. I'm wondering, because of Wolverine being part of working like Infinity Countdown and with the gems and stuff, that some shit happened pretty soon that affects the whole future. So yeah, you'll definitely want to catch up on Countdown, then Infinity Wars and all that crap when it comes out. But yeah, it gets really, really strays at the end of that Thor #1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta read that. So what'd you guys pick up?
All right, Kyle.
All right. I didn't get a whole lot this week. But one of the first things I picked up, I actually got it last week, but it didn't get to me in time to show on last week's. And I read it, and it's one of the most haunting books I've ever read because of what it deals with. And it's from Image Comics, and it's called #1 with a Bullet. And this is going to kind of hit home with most of us. So it's basically this girl's on social media, does like YouTube, those type of things, and she ends up having a stalker who basically gets mad because she's not responding to his, texts and messages and all that. So he starts killing people in her life. Like he's dove so deep in her life. Sorry, I can't speak. That she's found family members, she's found friends, she's found bosses, she's found the stalker's found coworkers, bosses, family, friends, and is kind of picking them off one by one, trying to get her attention.
That's scary as shit.
Exactly. And it's one of these books that like I started reading it, and it's like I don't know, because it was one of those things like where it's like you really don't think about it until like you see this story being told, and everything about it's just like little things that she would leave in like messages or videos. The stalker was able to pick up and piece together where she lived, where she was going to be at, got her routine down, and it was kind of it's almost like Jaws with water, to where it's like, oh, this could really happen. This is kind of like, oh, this is this way with social media. So highly recommend this. #1 with a Bullet. Ended up finding a copy off Amazon. I don't think it was printed. It has a very big print run because I wasn't able to find it actually in a comic shop, so I had to go to Amazon. But if you're into horror books and if you want something that's hits a little bit too close to home, that's really good.
Who's the publisher? Who's the writer?
The writer is Shaman. I did not know. The only person I knew was the colorist. Is Jacob Shimon, Semahn.
Huh.
Artist is George Karana. Jen Hickman, who I've actually met a couple times, is the colorist. And then Steve Wands on letter and design, but it's an image book.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's an image. So picked up that, read that. Also picked up Batman, the Dark Prince Charming. This is number 2. This is just a little 2-issue miniseries. This is awesome. It's like it's an episode of Maury meets Batman.
Maury.
Because, I mean, like literally, it's all about this. Like Bruce Wayne. I mean, obviously he's a billionaire playboy. So this woman is basically claiming that her child is Bruce's. So he's trying to fight this, saying it's not, but at the same time,
whatever.
What's that?
Whatever.
The kid, right? The kid gets kidnapped by Joker. Joker finds out that this possibly could be Bruce's kid. So it's a fun read. I mean, it's a really weird out there Batman book, but it's fun. Picked up that. I continued. This came out this week, so this is the new Hellboy omnibus series that Dark Horse is putting out, where it's everything in chronological order. So this is volume 2 of this. I actually picked this up yesterday at Nostalgia Inc. So picked that up. And then I was able to find this. So I've been collecting the Spawn hardcovers for a while now, but I could never find book 2. And I finally found book number 2.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, these are the hardcover origin editions. So I think they have 2 trades each in them. But yeah, I don't know why 2 was almost impossible to find, but I finally found one. So
It's a beautiful cover.
oh, I love these things.
Is that all
So-
McFarlane art at that point?
No. So this is where this issue it starts to become Greg Capullo.
Okay.
And it's cool. So Greg Capullo actually did all these. When I met him at Cincinnati Expo, he said this entire series, these are all oil paintings that he did.
That's amazing.
Specifically and they're wraparound covers. So you have Spawn and then Redeemer on the back. But yeah, he said these were all oil paintings he did specifically for these covers. Because I had him sign my number 1 and number 3. But I think at this point, let's see, it says in the beginning. It's all over the place because Grant Morrison wrote a couple of these issues. McFarlane wrote a couple of these. Capullo started at issue 16. Silvestri did a couple issues.
Really?
Pencils. Yeah. So yeah, there's a ton of people that were involved, and this is issues 13 through 25.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I highly recommend them. I think you can usually find them for like $20. So, and they're 2 trades each, and they're oversized hardcovers. So, it's honestly not a bad deal.
Here's a dumb question, since I haven't read Spawn in forever. Is Al Simmons still in the comic, or is he gone?
He is back. It was not Al until issue 250.
Oh wow!
And then they brought Al back, and it's been Al ever since.
Huh.
When did he leave? Like what issue?
They kind of killed him off, and he gave up this suit. What was it? I think issue 19, somewhere around 200. It wasn't long that Al wasn't Spawn.
Huh.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. I still want to find that Hellspawn book like that.
Like I said, I don't know why 2. I don't know if maybe that's because it was the first Capullo pencils. 2 was the only one I've had trouble finding. And so yeah, that's all I picked up this week. Other than I did get a hot toy, but
We all saw it already, so to speak.
Hey Kyle, is that number 1
All right, B.
bullet? Is that a trade or is that a single issue?
It's a trade. It's
Oh, it
the entire series was only 6 issues.
Okay, because it says like I'm on the Amazon page now. It says book 1 of 5 in the number 1 with a bullet series.
Yeah, maybe only. No, this says collects number 1 with the bullet 1 through 6.
Huh. Okay. It got a freaking ton of like positive glowing reviews like on the back side of the book.
Right. It like I said, and I think the thing about it is just how close to home it hits. It's one of those books that after I read it, I was literally like just kind of standing there at my computer like working on videos, and I was like, this is like, I don't know, like, because I put up like vacation videos of Shannon and I put up Christmas videos, things of that, and it's just like I know like I've shown our house in a couple of them, and it's like I don't know, it was the creepiest sensation reading this book and thinking that like something like that could happen.
Yeah.
You send one wrong message to somebody or you ignore somebody and something just snaps. And that was kind of like the whole like kind of end point of this book is like this, like no one knew who this person was. She had never met this person other than an anonymous, screen name, no contact at all. But yet he knew every detail about her life. So it's creepy.
For the record, for anyone watching this, I don't ignore any messages that anyone sends. I am absolutely inundated with messages across Twitter, Facebook, freaking YouTube. So I'm not ignoring anyone. Just putting that out there.
Don't kill Sensi.
I love you guys.
See, this is where it's actually funny because like me and Kyle, we're at such a lower level, like subscribers, and we're not known as much as Sensi is. We don't have to worry about that kind of stuff right now. Sensi, you're screwed, dude. You got so many people following you. You are screwed.
Can you imagine like some of the YouTubers out there that have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers and like millions of subscribers? How many messages they get like on a daily basis? That's crazy.
Well, it's funny because I've met Russ, who's Shartimus.
Yeah.
And me and Shartimus talked about that when we were down in San Jose and then down in LA. Is like he gets so much stuff every freaking day. It's like it's just constant, between like Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and he's like, my phone blows up. It stays on a charger all the time because there's so much stuff coming in. I don't know how yours is, Sensi, but it's like, I mean, hell, I get messages all damn day from everybody, and it's just like, holy crap. Like you and Pence and everybody else getting, like, you were on the stream last night, he had 100 people that messaged him, just on Facebook, so it's just like, it's just constant. And it's like, all right, there is a part where you have to click off and turn it off, and do your own thing is life too, and that's the hard part. A lot of people don't understand that is that we have lives outside of this thing called YouTube and toys and comics and everything else. Is we all have real lives too,
I mean, I love interacting with people. Because that's the whole reason I started YouTube in the first place is to interact with people that are like-minded, like interests, so on and so forth, because I didn't know anyone that liked the stuff that I was into. So I love talking to people. It's just like I get so many messages, it's hard to keep up. And I don't want anyone to feel like I'm ignoring them or like intentionally doing that, because that's definitely not the case. But yeah. Anyway, I want to read that book.
Hey, if you can't find a copy, I'll definitely let you borrow mine.
Okay, cool. I found it on Amazon. It's only $18 for the paperback, so.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that we've all been there where we've had tons of stuff. Like when I first started on my page, I was getting stuff all the time. People were asking, "Can you find this? Can you do this? Can you find this? Can you do this?" And and it's a constant struggle a lot of times to keep up with all that stuff. And we're all out here to help everybody. That's what we're here for. We're here to have fun, enjoy life, and have the best time we can. But at the same time too, it's just like, all right, let's enjoy our own lives. Like since you just went on vacation not too long ago, and what's going on with me right now. I've got something real big going on in my life right now. So the big thing is everybody needs to remember is that, hey, If we don't get back to you, don't kill us.
Literally.
So
Kill
yeah,
us with kindness. There you go.
I'll go ahead and apologize now. So after since he reads this and ends up like shutting down his whole YouTube channel, it was my fault. So send all your hate mail and come stalk and kill me. It was my bad.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
All right, so we got Pensy in the house. He decided to show up for once, and he shows up, of course, because since he's here, and because it's not late at night in Ohio for you guys. So if you guys don't understand, a lot of times, usually we do this right about now. We start. So usually a lot of times on the East Coast, it's harder for guys. So I'm really thankful for everybody that's come out tonight and be with us for a while, and everybody that stays with us every week. So with that being said, BJ, what the hell did you get this week?
Nothing.
Better yet, how was Heroes Con?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just going through the pickups I got right now. Black Widow, Infinity Countdown Champions, Closet Killer #2.
Hey, I have a question about the girl Vision on Champions. I thought she died in the Vision comic book.
Kyle,
Was that?
you know this? I don't know the answer.
Viv?
Nobody
Well, I
dies
read
in Marvel.
Champions the first volume. Yeah, she just said that her mom and her brother died. That's
Yeah,
not all
I think-
I know from Champions.
They died very, very dark, morbid deaths in the Vision.
Yeah.
That Vision run, that's a freaking awesome comic book. But
Yeah.
I thought that she died in something, and I don't remember.
Not
Anyway.
sure. I've only read the first volume of Vision so far on Hoopla.
On what?
Hoopla.
What's that?
Hoopla.
You don't know about Hoopla,
No, tell me about it.
Explain Hoopla.
Kyle?
All right. So Hoopla, we've been promoting it for a little bit now. So it's a free app that ties into your library account. And they have just about every trade you can imagine from Image, DC, Marvel, Dark Horse. A lot of omnibuses too. But so basically what you do is you put in your library card into the system, and depending on what library it is, I think the Butler County, Cincinnati ones all do. I think I can get 10 books a month. So you can download and read up to 10 books a month or 10 trades. Free service, works fantastic. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just it's a digital library for trades.
That's cool. Do you get to keep
Yeah.
it, or is it just like a rental kind of?
It's a rental for a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a catch-22 to that, though, and I found this out the hard way. Your library's got to have some books you can actually read. Mine came up with only having CD music and some DVDs to rent. So I got no books.
You would think that it would just be like a endless library since they're all digital copies.
Right, and that's what it seems to be for us. But I haven't run into. That's the first time I've heard anybody say it was only the movies and DVDs, not the books.
Interesting.
And now it has normal books too, because Shannon uses it for a lot of just kind of her normal novels and stuff. You can get those off the digital site as well.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so
I've,
super excited to get it, to catch up on some reads from old books. I'm like, I can get an AC/DC MP3 to borrow.
CTC.
Oh gosh.
Josh, there's an old librarian scanning pages in the back of the library.
Yeah, Josh. Oh, good stuff.
Funny.
All right, BJ. Tell us about Heroes Go.
No, wait. Well, I got one more. X-Men Gold 30.
Nice.
J. Scott Campbell variant. Okay. Where'd everybody go?
We lost everyone.
I'm still here.
Damn.
I'm still here.
Sorry.
Is he using urinal right now? Oh, I think he said he had a pee.
We did an intermission break for 5 seconds so somebody can get something.
I was
Nice.
listening the whole time.
Well, Heroes Con. I wasn't able to stay as long as I could. I was with my buddies and found out that he has a little heart condition. He's checking it out now. So he had like a heart monitor on. So like when we walked from the parking lot to get to the entrance, he was like sitting down. He's like, ah, man, dude, I can't. I gotta get some water. So we kind of paced ourselves and did as much as we can. Went to Clayton Crane's booth first, and he wasn't signing anything till 10:30. So, but the dude from Black Flag Comics was right in front of me, so I talked to him. Was it Wallace there?
Jason, yeah.
Yeah, he had his Black Flag t-shirt on his back. I was like, hey, I know you. You're right down the road from me. I watch you every Monday. So, and then we tried to go see my buddy Chad and a couple of people, but nobody's really showing up yet because we were there like right when we opened. So we're probably like the 10th person in line. So we decided to go look around some comics and whatnot. And by the time I got to Clayton, line was pretty long. He was charging $5 for an autograph, but he was kind of with a comic book store, so they had some Comic-Con variants for Spawn #2, I believe. So that was like $20. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do that. And then I went to go see Jason Latour, try to get my Southern Bastards #1 signed, and his line was just crazy long too. But one person was Craig, and this was so I got his autograph. He's a cool guy. Yeah, I'm excited to see some more of the TV show when that comes out. And he was doing a nice little sketch in front of me for a, I guess just a little poster frame for somebody, some prints. That's what it was. Then I just went around. This is a hip hop variant for Guardians of the Galaxy. It's the Far Side cover.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I got the colorist is Bruner. I couldn't find them because there's 22 aisles of artists, and then two long tables full each, and there's about maybe 15 artists, writers, editors in each of the tables. And unfortunately, he had his next to Jason Latour, so he was kind of like you couldn't really see him. And I found him. Looked like he was just kind of pissed because nobody was trying to find him because the tourist fans were just all the way down the line. And then I was like, yeah, can I get an autograph? And he's like, sure. And I pulled it out, and he's like, whoa. I was like, yeah, man, it's like this Far Side album's early late 90s. So it was a good one of the songs was one of my favorite. And then he's like, hey, just to let you know, the artist Sean Crystal, he's there too. He's over there. So I went over there, got that autograph too, and that was cool. And then you had the Realm from Image. I got one of the writers autographed. That's him right there, actually.
Jeremy
That's his
Hahn.
autograph. Yeah. And then I got the colorist. It was Nick Filardi,
Nice.
and he's actually doing some the coloring for Nightwing right now with John Romita. And I didn't have that much money, or so I would have gotten the naked variant from him.
Is Realm a good comic book?
What's that?
Is Realm a good comic?
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. They're doing a lot of publications on it. They've actually got a band doing songs inspired by the group too. It's like Me's Like Bees or something like that. Yeah, and I bought another sticker for my sketchbook too. So it was like $1 for the Realm one.
Nice.
So you see that one? That's a Jubilee one I got from Awesome Con. That's pretty cool. I did buy a few things. I went to they had Unknown Comics booth, so I got the New Mutants Dead Souls #1 variant, the cheapest one I can get.
Oh, I freaking love those magic variants.
Yeah, I did. They had all 4 of them, and I mean, this was $15. The next one was 20, 25, 35, something like that. And this was the first one.
Those are freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, they were. I really wanted the most expensive one, but not
Is
yet.
that the one in the black outfit with the
Mhm.
like the horns? I want that one so
Yep.
bad, dude.
Yeah. They may have it online for like a discount right now, or you can get the bundle on the Unknown Comic.
Yeah.
I grabbed a couple of trays for $5. Finally getting into. I got Invincible Volume 1.
Nice.
Yes, sir. And then Volume 3 of Kill or Be Killed. There it is. There's Kyle. Saw that coming.
Love that book.
Damn, dude. Damn it. The ending of this one.
Oh, I know, right?
God. Damn it.
Spoiling it for everybody.
So good.
See, I gotta read it now.
I did get some stuff for Nate, but I'm not gonna show it because I want him to show it on his one of his videos, and I don't want to surprise a couple things
Woohoo!
for his
I like
autograph.
surprises,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And then my first commission.
I knew you'd do that.
What?
I said, I did the surprise, motherfucker. Sorry.
French fries, motherfucker. All rise, motherfucker. All right. So I got Bob McLeod. Do me a Kitty Pryde pencil and ink. The face wasn't what I expected. It's a little bit more mature, but everything else is amazing. It's not 11x17 either.
Who did that one?
Bob McLeod.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah. It's like a mature Kitty Pryde, though.
I love it, man.
In her 30s.
That's freaking
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. It's so badass. Now I got to find a frame this weekend.
What size is that?
It's not. I thought it was going to be 11x17, so I bought one of the things for it, but that's 11x17 thing.
Yeah.
So
That's like a, almost like a
11 by
11.
yeah, probably.
How much does he
15
charge for
maybe?
something like that?
This was ink. I told him I wanted a pencil with ink and no background, but he put a background in it. It was 160.
That's good.
That's
For I
not
mean,
bad.
he's a classic artist.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I want to. Is he at the Cincy Expo?
I don't know. Let me.
I didn't see it.
Maybe not.
I saw, man, Kyle. I saw some Wes Craig's commissions. Damn, dude.
Pricey?
Do you have one yet?
No, I saw
No.
when you sent me the picture with you. It's like 160 for a commission. So
For his?
yeah, I'll be doing one for him for sure.
For Wes Craig, I'm not too sure how much it was, but you don't have one yet.
No, I actually only have his autograph. I have yet to meet Wes.
I do.
I know you do.
I was wearing my old school Nightwing shirt with the with the V-neck and the chest hanging out. And he was like, "Hey man, I really like that Nightwing, man. It's pretty cool. It's like small, skinny guy, and it's like kind of weird, but that's all right, dude. You make some good art."
Bob McLeod is going to be there.
He is.
Oh,
This is a hell of a lineup. I just got to say. I'll talk about it later on. This is a hell
I'm
of a
done.
lineup in Cincinnati.
It's very silver and bronze age heavy, which I think is cool.
That's what I love about it.
Hey, is John Romita Sr. going to be there?
He's not. Well, he's not. They've announced. They said they tweeted out Tuesday. Over the next 2 weeks, they're going to have some huge guest announcements. So,
Can you send me the link for it? Because then that way I know what books to ship you.
yep.
I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I probably won't be at any cons this year. I got a little bit too much stuff going on at the house this year. So
Actually,
I definitely.
was gonna put it in the chat, but it won't let me.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get John Romita Sr.'s autograph, as well as trying to get Don Hex. And then I need, let's see, who else do I still need to get? I still need to get Steranko's.
Yeah, that one.
And,
Yes,
Damn. I think Steranko was at Heroes Con.
Steranko is expensive now, though. I mean, he gets expensive on stuff. Like, I remember seeing him at a con a long time ago, and he wanted like $200 for an autograph. I'm like, dude, I ain't paying you $200 for signing my book. Yeah, Steranko.
What's he smoking?
Well, the same stuff he's been smoking
Clayton
since the
Gray
summer.
wanted like $3,000.
I'm like, all I wanted was him to do is a Nick Fury kind of sketch and diagram, with it. I'm like, you can just do a bust. I just want, the bust of Fury with the signature over it. And he's like, $200. And I'm like, no.
$200.
$200.
Girl, no, that's a lot of money. What? There's monster.
All right. So I got a crap ton of stuff. Now I'm not going to show a lot of there. I did a video this morning, by the way, and there's a huge haul I had in that. So if you want to see that stuff, you're going to have to go watch that video, which I'll publish in the morning.
I've watched like 3 hours of your toys and animation already. God,
I've been kind of busy this week.
Oh man, I want that Foot Locker.
Yeah,
though.
that is,
G.I. Joe. That thing's pretty awesome.
Yeah, between the anime DVDs and the toy collection videos, it's been a busy week, and I did all that in 2 days recording. And then it took longer for the damn computer to upload that than anything. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Like I said, to see that stuff, you're going to have to see my video, which I'll publish in the morning. Plus, I got a lot of nice stuff today at a yard sale. But, how it usually goes, you don't record it because you don't have your phone on you. So I was like, son of a bitch, because it was so cool. First up, I got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Volume 2, trade paperback. And Volume 4. So I just need Volume 3, which I put that in search of out there this morning. And I did find that Where's Wolverine cover today. I found it at a shop.
Nice.
So I'm good. I'm good on that one. This is what I picked up just from the LCS this week.
Good God.
That's a weekly. I mean, you guys got that's typically every week. So happy. Bloodstrike came back out. This is issue 0. I haven't read any of these books yet, but if it's like in the same vein like Cyberforce and Youngblood has been, like that 90s feel, this is going to be an awesome book. Let's see. Shattered Grid, number 28. The Variant, 28.
So Youngblood and Cyberforce have been pretty good then?
Yeah.
Books?
Oh, yeah. Amazing to read.
Is the art good too?
Uh-huh. Especially on Youngblood and Cyberforce.
Really?
Yeah. Especially when Rob Liefeld's going to be doing the next 3 issues of Youngblood with Chad Bowers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim Toe's gone there, and then Rob Liefeld's going to hop on for a few issues. And then another artist. I'm not sure if they announced it yet or not, but he's got history with Image, so.
Cool.
Yeah. And Cyberforce is dark, dude. It's dark. I like it.
Who's the
It's
Cyberforce?
Silvestri.
Oh,
Best does the front. No,
He does the front cover. Yeah, he does the front covers. They have a different. It's almost like watching Silvestri do the artwork. It's that same vein in it,
Yeah.
but it's been. Let's see. We got Justice League number 1. I'm iffy with this one right now.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason I'm iffy with it is like it's like I get it. It's got the Super Friends feel and it's got all that stuff and everything to it, the Legion of Doom and stuff. But it's like, okay, they just made Martian Manhunter the leader of the Justice League. Okay, why is he not the leader of the Justice League
He's
in
the
the book?
chairman, and really the reason he's in that power is to keep everyone linked psychically, which I think is an awesome idea.
It just frustrates me to no end. It's like because of terminology. It's like they just made him the leader of the Justice League and no justice. And now he's not in charge of the Justice League. I'm like, what the hell's going on, DC? Uh, and I did get issue number 2. So maybe it'll explain. uh, so these ones, and this is funny, is like I'm actually liking the non-mainstream books of DC better than the mainstream books right now, especially like these like New Challengers.
Okay.
Those have been really good. Immortal Men, Damage. Don't waste your time on.
Did you Curse of Brimstone?
Yep, I like that series. I love the artwork that's in it.
Tony Daniel, right?
Yep, Tony Daniel. Yeah, and the cool part is the Unexpected just came out last week, which is their version of the X-Men.
Oh, nice.
So I would highly recommend any of those series, but Damage has been good. The Terrifics has been phenomenal. Plastic Man just came out with another mini series too. So I love Plastic Man, Elongated Man, any kind of those weird off-ball people. Metamorpho. That's why I love the Terrifics. Let's see, Man of Steel #4, and this has been an amazing read. So you need to read this, Cincy. I like Bendis, especially when he was doing like Daredevil and stuff like that. He does this justice as far as Superman. So I'm excited to see what he does with Action Comics and Superman when it comes out. Let's see, Spider-Gwen #33. That's about to end.
Mm-hmm.
Next issue, actually, 34 is the last issue. ASM 801, ending the Dan Slott era. Which is kind of, like I said, I wasn't really, so this book was not the best to me. It really wasn't. That's the only one I've read this week out of the stack. And it's because, I think it's because we've had Dan Slott be doing ASM for so long. We got used to that kind of, all right, lull, and keep going and going and going. Still not as bad as the J. Michael Straczynski era. I'll tell you that. I still hate Brand New Day. I still hate all those kind of books.
You didn't like Brand New Day?
I hated Brand New Day. I hated Brand New Day. No Big Time Spider-Man. So we got Weapon H #4. X-Men Gold #30. Cable 158.
I love
like
that
that
cover.
cover.
Good job.
What sucks is that they're canceling Cable soon. That's what sucks. After this era of books they're doing, it's all over for Cable.
Maybe they will be bringing back X-Force with the success of Deadpool cinematically.
I hope if they're gonna do X-Force, do it the original X-Force from the 90s. Just the New Mutants named X-Force. Like they used to be. I don't need 1,000 members.
Magic.
Exactly, Richter, Boom Boom. No, all the normal ones.
Cannonball.
Yep.
Sunspot.
Sunspot's dead.
Is he?
Yeah,
No,
he
was the leader
died.
of the U.S. Avengers.
Oh, did they bring him
like
back?
recently?
Because I remember when he died in X-Force.
He was infected with the Terrigen Mist, but they gave him some kind of special little band that the Ironheart chick made for him. And he was running the U.S. Avengers, and he owns AIM. He bought them out.
Yeah.
And made him part of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Huh. Maybe that's why, because during the old Secret Wars area, I wasn't reading Marvel.
Yeah.
Because I remember him when he turned bad in X-Force when he had that alternate persona and then getting killed. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got Avengers number 3. And this is one of the few books that I'm kind of glad that they're doing it the way they're doing it with Avengers. Literally, this is straight continuation of Legacy, Legacy number 1. So they're going into the mythos and talking about what's actually happening. And now they get to figure out how to deal with it, especially with Celestials falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
Let's see, Doctor Strange number 2. And I only bought this because of the cover. Deadpool Assassin number 1. I just love that artwork.
That's one giant gun, right?
Yeah. he got cable beat with that one.
That's awesome.
Let's see, we got Infinity Countdown, Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
And then the variant.
Wow, that's a cool variant.
It is. I like how and I like that it's one variant or two variants, for a lot of these books. It's not the thousands that's coming out with all these other ones. Let's see, we got Infinity Countdown Champions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, the variant for the Champions. I like it because it's Kid Nova. It's Kid Nova,
Yeah.
Nate, you got a shitload of comics, man.
I
This is
mean,
weekly.
Oh yeah, that's why we always just whenever he says, "Oh, I have a lot," we're like, "Oh, no way, it's unbelievable."
Claws of the Killer number 2. Let's see, variant number 2.
I saw that one too.
Yeah, I like it. It's just different. All right,
Yeah.
you ready to go to
I
Tony
couldn't
Stark?
go away from Greg Lando.
Now, BJ said I was going to buy every copy of Tony Stark with all the variants. I'm going to prove you wrong.
He didn't buy one.
I got the first copy, the regular issue, and ours came with the little mini like armor comic that came with it.
Oh, that's cool.
And then this is the only variant I bought.
Who does that one?
Let's see, this
only had two?
is Kane, I think, or Klein. This is a connecting cover with Immortal Hulk 1 and the Mighty Thor 1.
Oh, that's cool.
So I liked how they
yeah.
did that. So that's the only reason I got it. And that's all the Iron Man I got. So, ha.
His shop just didn't get them in. He'll have them next week.
Nah. I actually saw all the armor covers, and they were the same thing, just a little different picture. I was like, no.
Yeah,
Like Action Comics 1000 was different. I was like, Action Comics had a different artist on every cover, but I could justify that one.
And the all but 2 of the ASM 800.
Yeah, I did see the Delato, and I did see the senior, and my wallet said no.
They're $10 each.
Negative, because I don't know if you heard what happened. Since a lot of ASM Delatos, seniors, and them, they all got trashed from Diamond.
Yeah.
So most LCSs only got 1 or 2 good copies in, and they're selling those at a high markup.
Yep.
Might have to pick that one up.
Yeah, if they still have a Delato or a Ramita Senior at retail, buy it immediately.
I think Comics to Games might have both.
Well, if they have 2 copies, give me 1 of each.
I will, dude.
And then I got some old back issues. Uncanny X-Men 194.
Oh, Nimrod. Love it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then 211.
Oh, I freaking love that cover.
Nostalgia right there.
Yeah, that's that anniversary cover of it.
I remember the Transformers one like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So a lot of people don't know is I'm actually doing a run of 1 through 300 on Uncanny X-Men right now.
Jesus.
So that's my goal, and it's probably gonna take me 10 years to get done because it's just some of the Silver Age and Bronze Age books are not cheap. But I've already got over 100 and 150 of them already.
You got a
So,
94?
huh?
Do you have a 94?
I have a crappy copy of 94. I actually want a newer version.
Does Giant Size X-Men #1 fit into that 1 through 300? You're gonna pull one out right now, aren't you?
What
I
he,
pull out like 4.
what he does. Yeah, he'll probably bring out at least 2.
You mean that one?
He's gonna pull out 2.
Yeah, I have that one. That is included with that. That's same way with the annuals. I'm trying to get the annuals too, up to like 1990. Yeah, I've got some of those annuals. So actually, it's funny you're talking about X-Men. The video I'm going to publish is going to have a lot of books in it that are just X-Men
Nice.
and a bunch of other stuff. Now, let me show you what I did. I did keep some things out of that video that I wanted to show everybody. I got. These are worth a little bit of money.
Oh, nice. A 9.4. Wow, very nice.
This is a True Believers copy too. It's not the original. So,
Oh, okay.
but it is a signature series Chris Claremont 9.4.
Oh.
And these are the hardest damn things to get through CGC right now.
Oh, he
Because
signed
only-
that?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
right here.
Awesome.
Yep.
Damn.
Okay. BJ, you might remember what this one is. Cincy actually might know what this one is.
What number is that?
This is 145, the Nabisco variant.
Oh, you got one.
Yep. This is you had to mail into Nabisco and get it.
Holy
And they only made 300 copies of it.
crap. Never seen that before.
Yep. I've only seen it once at an auction, and let's just say it went for $1,500.
Jesus.
This one's a better grade than that one. So I can just give you a perspective.
That's insane.
Let's see, we got Tomb of Dracula, #1.
Is that the first Blade?
No, that's not first
Okay.
play. First play is 17.
Okay.
This, though, is Neil Adams on Tomb of Dracula. So that's why I got it.
Your boy.
And let's see, we got a couple more.
Good book.
Nice
First
one.
McFarlane.
First McFarlane, first cameo, Venom. First McFarlane on ASM.
Yeah.
And then it's also the first cameo appearance of Eddie Brock.
Yep.
Never heard
Good
of
book to
And
have.
we
in
all
mind.
know we all know what he's gonna bring out next.
I'm saving that one for last.
it. Oh,
Of
okay.
course you are.
Then Gauntlet, 9.4.
Nice.
This thing's been
Still got
skyrocketing
my
in
older
price lately because of all the movies that used to do. Now you ready for the last one?
Let me guess. Amazing Spider-Man 300. I'm gonna
Nope.
say
No,
signed by
but-
McFarlane.
All right, let's all
No, but I have one on order.
Let's all
Oh,
try and guess.
Huh?
Let's all try and guess what it is.
I know what
before
it
he
is,
does
but-
it.
What do you try to guess?
I already know what it is, but
Oh, you don't get a guess then.
no.
I'm gonna guess Iron Man 55, first appearance of Thanos.
Nope.
my guess,
Kyle,
my
what's
guess
your
was
guess?
ASM. Mine was ASM 300, but we already determined that was wrong.
All right.
Oh, that was
98.
We got 9-2. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. First Deadpool.
beautiful.
So everybody knows I'm a Wolverine and Deadpool fan, so I had to get it. So
And first domino.
yep. And well, it's not Domino though; it's actually Copycat.
Right.
Oh, yeah. First domino was the X-Force 4 or something like that.
4.
Yeah.
X-Force 4 with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So But that is all I got. Like I said, you have to check the other video out for that. And I got a bunch of stuff from the yard sale today, which I still need to record. So, but I do have a 300 on the way. So I'm just waiting for it to get here.
Yeah, I thought you said you had gotten one.
Yeah, I've got a 300, and then I've got a couple other ones on the way.
Nice.
Okay, so Nate's Hall brings up a very, very important question for you guys because he had a freaking ton of books. How many books do you guys read per day to keep up with your collecting habit?
I actually read like one day. Like usually Friday nights is my read night. I'll go through most of my books on a Friday night. Image,
Really?
Image usually takes me a while to get through because I actually have better writing. But like Marvel, DC books, I can get through those pretty fast. 5 minutes, 6 minutes a book.
I usually try to read 3 to 5 comics a day, and I find the opposite. I find that Marvel and DC take me longer to read. Image books, I think they're shorter. I don't know. I get through Walking Dead in like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I just feel like, I don't know, Image books, either they read better and I just like flow through them. Like Saga, I feel like I start reading it and then I end reading it like really quickly. I don't know if it's just that well written or what, but I try and read like 3 to 5 comic books a day just to try and keep up, and I'm not keeping up. I'm looking at 3 short boxes of unread comics over there. So.
Sound like you need to take some time off from Hot Toys and read some books.
I wish I could.
See, I'm weird since I'm all trade. It's because I usually like this week I only got 4 trades, but I usually try to read because I'd say in a given week I usually buy every week I buy usually 2 trades.
Really?
So I'm usually about the same. I'll try to take like a Saturday morning or like maybe like a Sunday afternoon or something when we don't have a whole lot going on. I'll just come down the basement and knock those out. I do try to read a trade in one sitting.
Nice.
Some of the omnibuses and stuff, those take a little bit more time just because they're usually huge. But like especially Image, I'm with you, Cynthia. I think the reason for me there's so much I have to remember with. You look at DC, they're always, or Marvel, they're always connected. There's always stuff coming from other books. You're like, did I read this one? Did I read that one? Okay, what? It's a lot to remember. Whereas I feel like Image, it's that one contained story. You might kind of go back and think of maybe like the previous trade or something, but they just seem like they flow a lot. They read a lot better, in my opinion, as well.
How do you find out about some of these books? Like that one that you recommended. How did you find out about
that? So that one I actually had. There was someone online that knew I'm like really big into like horror Image titles, and they actually tweeted at me and said, "Hey, you should definitely check this one out." And then it was funny. I was actually talking with the writer a little bit about it. But normally what I do is I'll get on Previews World, which is Preview's website. They have like a list of everything that's coming up or upcoming. And I will literally just like every week I'll look through the entire list, especially with Image. Any trade that's coming out, I will read the synopsis of what it's about. And then usually what I'll do is if it's something that sounds interesting, I'll go back and try to find like something on Previews where they actually give you like the first 6 pages of the first issue or whatever, and then I'll read that real quick just to see if it's actually something I would enjoy. And then like I also use that Hoopla a lot. I'll sit down and I'll read maybe an issue on Hoopla if the book's already out, and make sure it's actually something that I want to buy and have in my collection. I use Previews a lot. It's a lot of, I don't know. I read a lot of weird stuff. So I just buy a lot of stuff on just a whim usually.
Cool.
Well, and I use Previews every week. Like what I'll do is like Previews puts out, hey, what's this week? What's next week? What's the following week? As far as the listing of stuff coming out. I actually I have a little sticky note I use on my computer. I like copy and paste. Hey, I need to get this week. But what people don't realize is like a lot of the wikis are out there, like Marvel.wiki, DC.wiki, and those like that. If you just put that issue number in there or whatever that title is, You'll find that issue, and then you can see, okay, when's the next issue coming out of all these books? You know, and we're talking like 5 months, 6 months out. So you can be planning for your books and for what to pick up. I mean, and that's what I use a lot. Like my list goes all the way through December right now, because we have a lot of stuff happening with Transformers in the fall. After Unicron's over, they're going to reboot Transformers, so definitely I'm ready for that to happen. The prequel Bumblebee books gonna be coming out, so yeah, you gotta plan a little bit on some of them, you know. But previews is the best resource. That and the comiclist.com.
Yeah.
BJ, how do you find out about new books?
Kyle.
Just ask Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
No, I do comiclist.com too, and I get ideas from hearing Kyle and then Chad too. Then I would read 3 to 5 comic books at least a day. If it's on the weekend, maybe up to 7. If I'm at work and my lunch break, I'll read trades. Like these are the trades I have left. I gotta read. The rest of them I read are on my shelf in my room now. Just because I'm trying to get through this one, and then I got like 2/3 of another one that a lady gave to me at work. What, a year ago now? Maybe longer.
It's been a while.
So yeah, because I got through all the New Mutants and the Star Wars. Now I'm reading the Secret Wars now. Wait, but not that. Where'd it go? Not this one yet. I'm not sure if I want to take that one out yet.
You need to sell that one to me.
No. It's Josh Howard. If Josh Howard, if you're still on the chat, can you put that website up that you're telling me about last month before we got thrown out of Toys R Us about the about the trade paperbacks you get on discount? Huh?
Loved it.
So since you weren't here, BJ got kicked out of Toys R Us for shelf diving.
Almost.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, me and like 5 other guys. So I got those G.I. Joes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Why would they?
I found those 50.
They're selling the freaking shelves. Just say, "Oh, I'm examining the shelves. I'm thinking about buying them."
They said we were not putting everything back in spot, and that we were rearranging things. But I mean, there was like so much stuff underneath it.
Really?
Yeah, like Toys R Us Legends Groot, some Commander Grease, the White Ranger sword, and that rang up as a penny.
A penny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Some pops, some other stuff, but when they had us all around the store, thinking that we were shoplifting.
Yep. I found the freaking Deadpool Warpath 2-pack at my TRU here.
Yeah.
From Marvel Legends. And they wouldn't sell it to me. They were being dicks about it. Because it didn't ring up at all. They couldn't sell it for a penny. Since it's too old in the system, they had to send it legally back to the manufacturer. I'm like, you guys suck. It was the X-Force version of Warpath and Deadpool. And I'm like, I want that. I will give you $30 right now for it. And they still wouldn't sell it to me. And I was so irritated. That was the only good find I found on my TRU. And I looked like under 30 shelves that day.
You know, there's some stores out there that probably have like the Jubilee Wave just sitting under a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 2 out of them. I need to get 3 more.
I used to have the whole damn wave, but I sold it.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, and that was before I was collecting Hasbro Marvel Legends. I was still doing Transformers at the time. You know, so once I saw the X-Men wave show up at Toys R Us, I was like, ooh, that looks cool. What is that? And I'm like, oh, that's not Toy Biz. That's Hasbro. They're doing it now? Because it'd been like 5 years, you know, since I collected Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like, oh, I need that one. I need that one. And then, so I picked up Wolverine and Strife and Cyclops. And then I didn't, you know, at the time they were cheap. You know, they were like $20, you know, whatnot back then. So, and then they started going up, and I sold them. I'm like, oh, I'll be able to find them again. Never saw them in store ever again.
I remember like a couple of years ago, I went up to C2E2 and they had part of the wave there, and they had a strife, and I scoffed at the fact that they were selling it for $25. And I was like, 25? I'm not paying $5 over retail.
Damn.
And now it's like $60, $70. But
Yep. 70 to 75
you know what I want to
now.
buy?
I saw it for 50 last year.
I want to buy the actual R from like the sign out front. You know, the Toys R Us. I want the giant freaking R. The backwards R. I wonder if they're selling the sign, the actual like letters outside.
I bet somebody, they're going to take them all away. Like, it's funny because I went to an outlet. We have a Toys R Us outlet here just down the street, and it's gone. The sign's gone. Everything's gone. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, my local regular Toys R Us is still open for another week or two. But the other outlet one, it was gone. Now, they never had a lot there, but what they were good for, it was Legends. They get the Legends fast before anybody else would in town. So I'd hit that one. Like, when Guardians Volume 2, Wave 2 came out, they had them all in the first week. And I was like, this is awesome. Found a honey hole. Then everybody else found the honey hole, and it sucked afterwards.
Yeah. I might actually buy my Toys R Us up near my office. I'm going to go up there Monday. They actually are selling the price scanners at the store for $25.
You're going to put in your retail, aren't you?
It's going to be completely useless to me, but it's still a part of the store. I will feel like I still have Toys R Us in my possession because I have a part of the store.
See, I went by and tried to get the logos, you know, off the signs, like the Transformers one, the Marvels. I wanted all the logos. I was going to put them on my display thing. And they're like, we got to wait till the last week, but we're going to sell them for $5 each. I'm like, sold.
Yeah. So do you guys want to hear this up at the Cincinnati Comic Expo, since 3/4 of us will be at that show?
Definitely.
All right, so it is, and if you weren't like a fan of comic books in the 80s, you won't recognize some of these names, but some of these artists are like my favorite from the 80s. John Bolton, if you recognize him. Mike Zeck.
Yep.
Very famous. Michael Golden, who did a lot of covers for G.I. Joe. Rick Leonardi, who I want to get a commissions. I would love to get a Colossus commission from Rick Leonardi. Bob McLeod, who I would love to get a Magic commission. Kevin McGuire, who I mentioned earlier in the stream today, who used to do Justice League. Ed McGuinness, who was a big like Superman and Hulk artist. Who else we got? Gavin Smith, who Kyle is familiar with. And that's what's been announced so far. There's a ton more artists, but those are the ones that kind of like jump out at me.
Is Francisco Mattini there?
Mattini, is he the one that does that Joker Batman series?
He does all the like weird looking Venom, Spider-Man covers, as well as Batman and some other ones.
His name's not on the list yet.
Okay. Him and Delgado are usually Delgado are usually the big ones right now.
They just announced, I saw this week they announced, he may not be on the list, but Johnny Desjardins, they announced him. He does a lot of cover work. His stuff is phenomenal. But I was talking with him about getting a commission, but he was a little bit pricey.
Who do you have lined up for commission stuff? Did you get any lined up yet?
No, I always have Gavin do something for me, so I'll have Gavin do something. He's the only one right now. Zach, I'd like to get a Spider-Man from. I don't know, like that. I was just gonna kind of wing it. I think I was gonna wait to kind of see, because they said that here in the next couple of weeks they're gonna announce some big names. So I was gonna wait to see what the final list looks like before I really start to get it set up.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Mrs. Cincy just went back in there. So in addition to all those comic artists, they have Jamie Lannister is going to be there.
Yep.
Carl Urban, so Bones from
Carl
Star
Urban.
Trek. Also, what was his name in Thor Ragnarok? Executioner.
Craig, or what was his name?
I forgot his real name, his character name.
You're talking about
He's
Bones,
also-
right?
Yeah, Carl Urban. Yeah.
Also
But
Carl
he,
Urban.
why can I not
Yep.
think of his name in Ragnarok?
Thrag.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Clark Gregg, so Phil Coulson's going to be there.
Saturday only.
Oh, is he? Saturday
Yeah.
only? And
Unless
then,
they changed it.
have you guys watched Cobra Kai on Netflix?
I've heard
Or
good
on,
things.
I saw the first episode.
yeah.
No.
So Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka is going to be at Cincinnati Comic Expo. And then Sean Schemmel, the guy that voices Goku from Dragon Ball Z. And Peter Mayhew. So Chewbacca.
Chewy.
It's a hell of a lineup.
Oh yeah.
I don't know,
Both-
man. It's gonna be hard to
both-
top
both-
Heroes
yeah.
Con.
I need to go to Heroes Con one of these years. That's on the bucket list.
Come next year.
I'm already planning that for next year.
And you're doing C2E2 next year also, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I've got Celebration next year.
I know if they weren't a week apart from each other, but I think we're gonna go up because C2E2 actually falls on my birthday, like that weekend. That Saturday will be my birthday, so
That's cool.
unless the only way I won't do it is if the lineup's just awful, which is gonna be interesting because that WonderCon and I believe the Dallas Fan Expo are all the exact same weekend.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be interesting to see who goes where.
Right. Yeah, guests are going to be stretched thin.
Well, and if you're gonna come to California, go to WonderCon. Don't go to SDCCC.
Really?
Yeah, it's so. Let me give you kind of the background on SDCC. So I went to it in the 90s when it was still a comic convention before it's an entertainment convention that it is today. A lot of the big comic guys pulled out of it. Mile High doesn't come here anymore. We've got Midtown doesn't come here anymore to the comic convention because it's costing them way too much money to try to get into SDCC for the spaces, let alone trying to get a ticket for SDCC is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
If you haven't been going religiously for every year, then you get kicked out of the system, and then you're just like a brand new guy coming into it, and you got to sit in the waiting room to try to get a ticket. And there's no guarantee you're going to get a ticket either. So I would say WonderCon is the best one to go to. Probably that. LA Comic Con, Stanley's LA Comic Con is really good. I really like that one. San Jose Convention, they have a great one up there. But that's the ones I would go to here. I wouldn't waste your time with San Diego Comic Con.
Really? That's disappointing to hear. That's always been on my bucket list.
Yeah, if you guys ever look up one, November 17th to the 18th, it's in Greenville. I think this is the first year. It's Toy Federation is sponsoring it. Retro Toy Convention. I'm not sure if you can see like some of the guests that are going to be on there. Michael Bell does Duke, the Wonder Twins, some Transformers, Smurfs. Alan Oppenheimer does Skeletor and that dog from Neverending Story. Neil Ross, who did Shipwreck. Yeah, Treya, that's it.
Yeah,
That's your
Shipwreck.
favorite
Transformers, man. We did a lot of voices in Transformers.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Neil Ross. Yeah, he did Green Goblin and a couple of Voltrons too. Samantha Newark was Gem. I mean, just nuts. It's gonna be there. I can't wait.
I wonder if like the voice talents, if they like do commission voices, like if you just want to like get them on video or on your like iPhone doing your voicemail message, if you can pay them to do that, that'd be cool.
Well,
I'm pretty
I went to
sure
TFCon and they did that at TFCon and BotCon when I went there. So like Greg Broger, who's Grimlock's voice, he'll sit there, he'll do Grimlock's voice with you, and you can tape it if you want, and he don't charge you a damn thing for it. And it was freaking amazing. I had a great
Yeah.
time. Too bad. Rest in peace, BotCon.
Yeah. Last year, Kel Mitchell was doing it for like $5 or $10, where he would do the Ed from Good Burger
That's awesome.
for your ringtone, and then I know the voice of Mario does it for like $5, and he'll be at the Cincinnati Expo.
That's really cool. That's cheap too. I was expecting something to be more expensive. Does he just go like, "It's a Mario"?
I just know that you were, because he was at Lexington last year, and I saw a bunch of people who said that they did it because it was super cheap, and I mean, why not?
Yeah,
I think the Kel one would have been fun, like to have like Ed from Good Burger like answering your phone.
or it'd be cool to get like the guy that does Goku to just like scream like he's going Super Saiyan, and then say, and then after he screams, go leave a message.
Jesus.
I think it would be cool though, with all the voice actors if you can get a script and have them sign the script.
Yeah,
From because like I'd love to have a Transformer signed by Frank Welker and Peter Cullen and Neil Ross and all of them.
Or a film cell.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, like the actual animation cell. Yeah.
Yep.
You can find those on eBay right now.
Really?
Yeah, I was actually gonna try to get a She-Ra one for my sister for Christmas this year.
I'm looking it up right now. Animation.
And
Sick.
they're actually really cheap. People don't realize how cheap the animation cells are because there's thousands of them made for an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
because it was hand drawn, it's not digital.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta think every one of those frames is a new. It's not like a comic panel where there's only 5 per page or whatever. You know, these things are.
Yeah.
I don't know what animation's at, but I would assume it's at least 20 a second.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. Sorry, I'm looking at eBay. I found
my buddy Josh Howard
cell from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of Krang, one of my favorite villains, and it's $40.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not bad at all.
About $100.
Huh?
Yeah, I've got a couple like
About
that from
$100?
the Spider-Man animated series like that. I got them for like $10 each.
Oh, are you serious? I loved that cartoon.
Yep.
Now I got one up.
My buddy Josh Howard, that website was where the hell did we go? In Stock Trades. I think they put them on discount like the first week they come out, and you get free shipping after $50. In case you want to look for some trades there too.
I think that's part of Discount Comic Book Service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing with them. Usually you have to, like, if you don't order $50 or more, the shipping's usually pretty outrageous. Like, it's not really, the discount they give you isn't worth the shipping unless you order a ton.
Well, and that's why I use thriftbooks.com a lot because they're cheap on their shipping. Like $2, $3, $4 on their shipping.
Cool.
And they have omnibuses, hardcovers, trade paperbacks, you know, and they're all used. So, and they have some new too, but typically they're used stuff. So, I mean, you get them pretty cheap. Like, hell, I got the Deadpool Classic 1 through 10. They were selling for $8 a volume.
Yeah.
Wow. I find a lot of good buys on Amazon if I look hard enough.
Well, Santi, do you have a half-price book next to you?
Yeah, it's actually right over by where Kyle lives.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where you need to go.
Kyle, do you find a lot of stuff at that one?
I do. It just depends on the week. Like there have been like times where we'll go over. I don't know. I got there for a while. I was like, every time I went in there, I found two or three things like every week for like a month straight.
Yeah.
But then you'll go like, I don't know. Like the last time I was in there, they had like it was hard for me to walk out of there because they had the entire run of the Darth Vader. So like the not the new Charles Soule Darth Vader, but the God, was it not Karen Gillan? I forget who wrote it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, they had that. They had all 6 trades plus Vader down, plus all the Star Wars trades, which I ended up buying all 6 trades of the Star Wars series. They had the Princess Leia one shot. They had the Han Solo one shot. I mean, like it was insane. And then they had a crap ton of the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man run with Dan Slott. Image they had. I mean, it was pretty much they had Invincible hardcovers. They had Spawn soft covers. I mean, it's like there have been days where I walk in and it's just spend $200 in there, but there have been times where I walk in and don't find anything. So it's pretty hit or miss, but most time there's always something.
I need to run up there and check it out. You mentioned the Darth Vader book. This was actually another one that I was going to recommend. Is this new Darth Vader comic, Charles Soule? So the first series took place in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. This new one, it's not really new. They're on like issue 15 or something. It takes place right after Darth Vader gets created, like literally right after Palpatine saves him from Mustafar and puts him in the armor. And he is basically given the mission to go out and exterminate the rest of the Jedi. So it's in between episode 3 and New Hope. And it's freaking awesome because he's conflicted in this. He's still kind of like, if you just read into the character and just kind of look at how he's acting, he still kind of has some good in him left. But he knows that he has to do a job. And the other thing that's cool is the fact that the Inquisitors are introduced in this. The same Inquisitors from the Rebels cartoon.
Ooh.
And basically, Palpatine gets these Inquisitor guys, these fallen Jedi. They're not Sith, they're fallen Jedi. And he sends them out to kill Jedi also. And Vader, like, he meets the Inquisitor, the first one that you saw in the Rebels cartoon. And he's like, you could tell he's thinking, who the frick is this guy? Why is Palpatine getting these guys? I thought I was his boy, you know? And you could tell that Vader has like disdain for these Inquisitors. It's badass because they're both basically the Inquisitor and Vader are sent on the same mission. And Vader wants to complete the mission in one way, and the Inquisitor wants to complete the mission in another way. And the mission, I'll give you just a slight hint at it so you buy this book. Jocasta Nu, the librarian at the Jedi Temple, she knows that there's a piece of technology inside the Jedi Temple that if she gets it, she can find the Jedi children in the universe and kind of assemble them and create a new Jedi Academy, like a new Jedi Temple. So she sneaks into the damn Jedi Temple. This is after Order 66. And the Inquisitor's there to kill her. And Vader's there to kind of take her. Because he knows that she has a lot of information. So he doesn't want to kill her. He wants to kind of like, hold her for keeping for her information. So it's an awesome comic book. Great art. Charles Soule, excellent writing. But that was another one that I was going to recommend. These 2 issues. Plus, they introduced something that I've never, ever seen before in Star Wars. Jocasta Nu uses a lightsaber in a way that I've never seen before, and it's fucking amazing. So, there you go. That was my last recommendation for comic books. Is this new Darth Vader comic book? Just it's in the teens, so you could probably still find like the first trade, but it's awesome. I love it, especially if you like the character of Darth Vader. So, there you go.
Nice. I still need to read Darth Vader. I've read Lando and I've read Poe Dameron and I've read some of the other ones, but I've not read Vader yet. I'm waiting for like a hardcover to come out.
Yeah, Vader's probably my favorite spin-off book. Like, I like it more than Dr. Aphra. The first Vader book that took place in between New Hope and Empire was really good because it introduced Aphra and the 2 murder droids.
Yeah.
But this one's just so
God,
cool.
this thing's crazy.
His character is so different. You literally don't really see Vader like this in any of the movies. He's usually like by Rogue One like timeline wise when you first see him, he's already like fully evil. New Hope, bad guy. But like in this comic book, he's still like you could still kind of tell. Wait a second, I'm a Jedi. I'm supposed to be good, but I'm supposed to be doing this bad shit for the Emperor. So it's cool to see him like this. So yeah, I just really like the comic.
Well, I think that always goes back to that concept of the Great Jedi. Is like somebody that's morally conflicted about what they believe in. It's like, hey, should I be doing the good things or the bad things, or using the Force for the right reasons or the wrong reasons?
Yeah.
So the Sith are really just Jedi that turn bad. That's all they are.
Well, the best villains in all stories are the villains that think they're doing good. That they're that conflicted in their head that they think they're the good guy when they're actually super bad. So I think that those make the best villains. Like Lex Luthor in that new Justice League book, he's a freaking awesome villain because he thinks he's doing right. And you can kind of see it from his perspective and kind of see, well, yeah, he is kind of doing things for a certain benefit of like Earth in general. And he's willing to do things in a different way. But I just think that those make the best bad guys.
Well, it's like Sinestro. I mean, Sinestro did a lot of this stuff in the Green Lantern for the same reason. He's trying to protect Korrigar, and trying to be their savior. They ends up destroying half the universe, with the Sinestro Accords, just to protect his ideals. That's the thing is like, depending on that villain or depending on that person, they might still be doing the right thing in their minds, but you ain't got to kill 1,000 people to do it.
Yeah, Thanos.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Magneto.
Magneto, yeah. So.
Cool. All right. So definitely, Cincy, BJ, and Kyle, thank you guys for coming in tonight. Cincy, come in anytime you want to, man. Like I said, we're here usually every week. Usually starts at 7:30 my time. But didn't have anything going on today, so I wanted to try to do it a little early, make it a little better for everybody else on the East Coast side, because I know you guys are 3 hours ahead of me. So it's later in crap over there. But definitely thank you guys, especially everybody out in YouTube land. Thank you guys for coming out and support us, all the watchers, the 13 watching us now, and all the people that came by. So with that, let's go around the room with ending comments. So guest of honor, Cincy Nerd. Closing comment.
I don't really have anything else to say. Go buy comics. I recommended a buttload of comic books. Immortal, is that it? Immortal Hulk? Go get
Immortal Hulk.
And the freaking new Doctor Strange book. It's awesome. He's in space. He's in a freaking wormhole car. Go get it. And I'll try and be on here a lot more often. But thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Cincy. All right, Kyle.
Yeah, not a whole lot. Thanks everybody came out. Thanks for joining us, Cincy. And yeah, my recommendations once again. Number 1 with the Bullet. Check it out. And the other big thing that came out yesterday, but unfortunately, Nostalgia Inc. did not order any, was Southern Bastards Volume 4. This is the first volume of Southern Bastards in a year and a half. Between 3 and 4. So make sure you guys go pick up that. That's a phenomenal book as well.
Such a good book.
It really is.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed because I went in there to buy it and I went right to the rack. And he had the single issue, but nothing in next to it. And I was like, I thought the trade came out today. He's like, yeah, I forgot to order it. And I was like, I'll get it.
Fail.
So it's only been a year and a half in between trades. What's another week, right?
Yeah.
All right, BJ.
Thanks for starting early. It's great. I got to work all day. It's about 6 p.m. But yeah, it's fun. I always have a good time doing this. And I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, so we close it up for the night. Thank you, everybody that came out. Here in about 2 weeks, so start thinking about your top issues and top comics of 2018 so far. So pick a top 5. Any distributor or anyone, just keep it to 5 so far, because we can go for a long time on just those 5 for each person. And explain why. Explain why you like them and what they did to you. And it can be, like Kyle does graphic novels, so it could be a whole series in that, or it can be individual issues or whatnot. Or if it's old, like I'm an old Silver Age, Bronze Age. I've always been reading a lot of stories that bring me back into stuff like that. So you'll see like old stuff like Tomb of Dracula, and stuff like that come back out. So, but yeah, in 2 weeks we're going to be doing the best of 2018 so far, and then the next week we'll say what is coming in 2018 and what we expect the most. Because it's a different perspective from each person, especially like Kyle does mostly indie stuff. I do everything pretty much, but indie stuff a lot of the time, other than certain image books. And then BJ's like me; he reads a lot of X-Men and a lot of X-Men. And then since you're like me too, you read everything as well. So it's kind of good to have a conglomeration. So 2 weeks, top 5 of 2018. In 3 weeks, let's do what do we want to see for the rest of the year. So
Sounds good.
Everybody good? All right. Thank you guys, and I'll see y'all next week.
Adios.
See you guys.
All right.